Hi crafty friends, this is Angie Caney and my channel Tink's Treasures. And this morning I want to go ahead and do a little show and tell. So a few weeks back on the HSN craft day, I ordered this Crystal Arts flower set, and I've been working on it the past couple of weeks. So let me show you what I have completed. So I've used up one or two of these already, and I did make an Anna Griffin version one of her roses the last time I did this. But these are the sheets that I have completed. And I just think these would look really nice on a card, kind of as the star of the card. And this is the last one I'm working on right now. I have this one, and this one left, and I'll be done. I'll be done by tonight. So that kind of led me to making my project today, is that I wanted to go ahead and use one of these flowers. In fact, I've kind of picked out two or three in mind, and what my project this morning is going to be. And I'm sorry, I have incoming cat. I could be here all day long and he would be fine. As soon as I turn the camera on, he decides he needs to move. Okay, so my thought was I want to go ahead and use the locket card dies from Anna Griffin. So this is the die set that I plan to work with. And then as I was going through the process and trying to think of what paper to use, I was looking, and I have an older set from Graphic 45, the Mother Goose. So this is kind of a bright set, and then I have some foil paper to go with it. But I think it would look nice with these, especially this one, because I feel like that's kind of the same paper. So this one, and then maybe this one to go with it. I'm not sure. This is originally what I was eyeing, but I feel like this and this may work better. So that's where I'm going to start. And then I was noticing that this paper is double-sided, so I'm not sure how I'm going to work with that yet, but I do want to start with this. So I need my long plates. And I've only made this card once so far. So I'm curious to know, how often do you use your dies when you get them? Like, this is from like the spring this year of 26 that Anna came out with it, maybe early this year, and I've only used it once. So when you get a new set like that, do you batch out a bunch of cards, or do you just kind of make the one as you need and then save it until next time? And I put the cat out, but he's coming back. And the thing with my space is the room is only 10 by 10, and so there's just not enough room. He has a box up here on one of my on my desk, I'll just put it that way, and I think he just gets warm because I don't have the air conditioning in this room going yet. It's June, and at the moment it's 95 out. But we have a separate AC unit for this room, and lo and behold, I've got doves that have laid nests on the air conditioner outside, and there's babies, and so I can't turn it on until they leave. So anyway, he likes to jump down, lay on the floor where it's cooler, and there's just not enough space to work around that I'm not going to step on him and hurt him or trip over him and hurt myself. So you probably didn't need to know all that, but now you do. So I have this blue metallic paper, and I've been using this. I've been getting this off Amazon. It's Recollections. And it's not this same blue, but I think it's going to work okay because the blue in the dots is a lot darker than the paper. So I think that'll work. And then this is the main part of the front of the die, but I'm not going to use this one, at least not on the front. So I'm going to use this oval to cut out for the front out of the blue. And then now I have red and gold to work with. So it's not horrible, but it's not ideal for this situation. I don't know. I'm going to work with it. And then also let me know, because I've been watching on YouTube, you know, other creators as well. And a lot of times when I make my videos, I'll edit out a lot of things or speed up the process of, like, you know, going through the die cut machine. And then that way there's not as much tedious stuff on the video. So I usually edit that part out, but I'm curious, do you prefer to have the video edited out or things sped up, or do you just want to see the whole process? If you could let me know, I would appreciate that. It would help me out because editing does take quite some time. So I was thinking I was going to have this open, and it's not. So let me see if I can find another oval to cut this out. Okay, I had to do some digging around to find an oval that would happen to fit in this shape, because I was considering using the die and then I would just turn it over, which may still work. However, digging through, I found this oval, and it's out of the mirror easel die set, and it's gonna work just perfect. So if you happen to ever need an oval to go with your locket, go back to your mirror set. Okay, there we have it. And I think I'm going to use this upside down anyway, just to give me something to kind of put in the center, and then I'm going to put the flower on that. So let me look to see what would look good. Maybe, let me look through my stash. Okay, let's try this red. You know, I want to do it that way. I don't know, this might be an experiment. Because I didn't want this, the impression to come through. Because I want to put that flower over it. Which I think will work. I need to center it on there a little bit better. Here, let me hold that. Let me put that in place. So I think I'm just going to put this down without any foam squares. And then I'll pop this one up, and then I'm going to put the flower on that. And then I might look and see what other little embellishments I might have that would work with this. I just said I wasn't going to do that. And I still use and like my ATG gun. It just happens to be out of adhesive at the moment. So I'm going with this score tape like adhesive, which works very well. I just find it so tedious to have to go back and take all the little tabs off. So I don't know why the community stopped using that, because you can still get refills for it. And I know it feels big and cumbersome, but really it's not. I have a magnet off to the side, and I put these two, with just E6000, I just glued on these two washers. And then there's a big magnet over here. It just sticks to the side of my cart. So I'm going to put this here. And then we'll put this on with some foam squares. Okay, so I think that actually comes together really well with the background paper and the blue and the blue. I'm going to have to think about the inside here a little bit. I'll have to find some more red to tie it in. Maybe some red and gold. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to tie that together yet. But let me see what I have for embellishments. So this is one of my organizing kicks. I went through and got these containers that fit really well into these photo boxes. Like these gold flourishes, and this is a mix. Like some of this just came with the May mystery box. And then some of these are just from other kits. Okay, ones like this are usually my favorite. It just kind of sits on the edge and it's going to give you a little bit of shape to it. It's going to fit the shape of the card. But then, you know, there's always this too. Okay, I did the tedious stuff off camera anyway. I was just not finding the right embellishments. You know, Anna Griffin has a certain color palette and not everything works together. So all of my embellishments, 99% of them are all Anna Griffin. So putting it together with Graphic 45 and the crystal art set was a little challenging. So I just picked out a few little things and I just want to layer them on top of each other. So I'm going to put them in my little sleeve here. These are the ones I came up with. This was out of, I think, the flower cart or flower shop set. I'm not quite sure. And then these are miscellaneous gold flourishes I've had. And this is out of an old card set. So I'm going to go back to my score tape. And then I have some bows here. Hopefully one of those will work because I really like the look of having a bow up there. Score tape does not want to play. So if that lays there, just about like that. And then this cute little butterfly, maybe down here. And then for the inside, I'm going to see if I have some red and gold. And then I'm going to just go with these two. Well, I'll do all three. There's nothing that says we can't use the main die over there. Like that. So I'm going to look for some red and some gold and more gold and put there like that. And this doesn't cut out, does it? Okay, so I need my oval still. And here's my red. Actually, I'm going to do this the other way. I want the frame to be in red and gold for the sentiment. I didn't mean to cut it out that way, but I think it'll use less paper if I do it that direction, and it'll just barely fit as long as nothing moves. And then I'm gonna just kind of snip off some pieces here and kind of clean as I go. And then I have a spot for my scraps over here. So I think that actually looks good considering those aren't the colors I was working with in the very beginning. So I'm just gonna glue these down. I say that, and that's if my glue works. And I just bought new glue. Like, this is an older bottle, but I just filled it with new glue. And it just doesn't want to play nice. This one I'll just put some foam squares on. And then let me know, do you guys like to mix and match your brands, like this being Anna Griffin and Graphic 45? Or is it too much of a struggle with the color palettes? Because I definitely know that and see that definitely as I am putting this together. And I know when I got the Graphic 45 set, I did not get the embellishments to go with it. There were some cut aparts included, but I didn't get anything extra. And then if you wanted to, if you didn't want to use this, you could have put this and this on this side and then left a space for writing your note or your sentiment. So let me see. I don't know, I'm going to leave the little bows off. And here, I'm just going to call it right here because I feel like if I put too many more embellishments, A, the color palettes don't match well enough, and B, this was the star of the little card anyway, and this matches very nicely. So I'm going to leave it as this. Pick up my mess here. And then here's our crystal art flowers from that set that I was working on. These are some miscellaneous sentiments and embellishments out of Anna's kits and just in my stash. And then when we open it up, I'm matching the red and the gold to the inside of the paper, the red and the gold. So I'm going to call this good. I think it came out, considering the challenges I had in matching brands, the Graphic 45 and Anna Griffin, but I do think it looks very pretty together. And this would look nice if I go ahead and cut out one of the card stands so it has something to stand on. Okay, this is future me cutting into my video because I was thinking how nice it would be to have a card stand. So I'm going to slip this in right here because I think that'll help make this card. I'm going to go back to my blue foil and I picked out one of my stands. I'm going to embellish with this pretty blue. And then I have a piece left over from the main part of the card. I'm just going to cut that down a little. And then I'm just going to glue these on. And you know it would be really nice. And I don't know if it is big enough. I use these sparingly just because they're so pretty and they're Anna's, and I know we're never going to get them back unless Anna's team decides to work with Xyron again. Okay, he got squished, but I think we'll be able to save him. So this is the part I would cut out and edit out, but of the video, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, do you prefer watching cleaner videos that have been edited or just the whole process? Okay, we can look at it real quick and then I'm gonna finish the video. So there, that'll work just like that. Okay, back to our video. I can do that too. So until next time, I appreciate you watching, and if you're new here and would consider subscribing and giving the video a like, I would appreciate it, and it will definitely help my channel out. I've been able to work in my craft room more and putting some of my supplies together better, so I look forward to coming up with some new card ideas. I am a Disney girl, so like Tink's Treasures, Tinkerbell being my character that I like to identify with, if that's a thing. I don't know, she's just my favorite character. But I have some other pretty card ideas coming up to make with some Thomas Kincaid images. And so I want to work on that. And so that'll be in my next video. So if you want to go ahead and give me that thumbs up, I would appreciate it. I like to say that it is free for you to do, but priceless for me. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye.